Fabulous. So welcome to you guys, everybody, wherever you are in the world, and those who are listening later on the recorded version. Welcome along. Thank you for joining me to another amazing Connect session. So the design of these sessions, it's about getting you a little bit aware of some things that might have been feeling stressful, things that you might feel are just kind of pressing in upon you, which can happen and has been happening for quite a few people during this particular time. I'm not going to name the situation we're in, because when you name something, you actually give it greater presence, and you pretty much make it matter a little bit more. So we're not going to name it. So the time lately, it's been a little bit, a little bit full on, a little bit going on, and a little bit to navigate. Tonight's session is very much into the area of grounding. So we had 6 or so weeks to get used to a certain paradigm, a certain rhythm, a certain kind of velocity to do things, a way big slowing down, right? A way big slowing down of things. And a lot of people kind of took a while to get into that little rhythm. And it took 6 weeks to get into the practice of it, finally find our groove. And then after our lovely 6 weeks of whatever the lockdown, then we have a matter of 2 days to go from this velocity to this velocity. And it may be different for some people who've been working through, but the greater collective of people, there's just a whole lot of massive overwhelm going on, because it's like our future's just arrived on our doorstep, within a lightning second. And the new normal is, the new normal is here. Well, it's getting extremely close to what that looks like. And I was sort of poising and sort of thinking on it earlier, going, well, we had 6 weeks or so, 7 weeks to really become accustomed to the way things kind of became. And then we have this extremely quick turnaround into this new paradigm. And what's on the other side of that, right? No one knows what's on the other side of that. So feeling into that, a lot of people, and I've had conversations where a lot of people have been telling me that they just really don't know. They're very unsure. So tonight, Stef, who's very good at the short story long, instead of the long story short, is about helping you feel more grounded and just that much more secure, and breathing into whatever the next right step is. So the next right step, that's all that is. And in the terms of this stuff about navigating life and all the different buzzwords that are attributed to it, mindfulness, meditation, law of attraction, all that sort of stuff, quantum physics, all the stuff, it all pretty much boils down to one really quite cool thing, is be focusing your mind on the next right step. So what we generally think about, we'll bring about. If we worry about the future, if we worry about our next steps, if we worry about what our job's going to look like, or, say, how are you going to get the mortgage paid, or if you worry, the more you worry about that thing, the more you collect in more worry about that thing. You basically kind of draw it to you like a magnet. So what you think about, you bring about. So this is about kind of changing that up and paving a way, really, much more into the area of what we'd rather be collecting towards us, rather than worry, stress, unsurety, unconfidence, just feeling up in the air, So in a very unsynopsized way, even though I tried to make it synopsized, I still can't make it work. I still can never make stories short. They always have to be long and epic in lots of ways. That's just who I am. That is pretty much about today. So today, in the past, we've split our session into 2 different ways of shifting stuff. The first way, when I do the crossing the hands and crossing the wrist, is using a technique or a style of stuff which is physiological, in real time, changing your neurological pathways, the pathways in your brain that react to stress. Excuse me, I'll just let someone else in. Hi, Elsa. Yay, lovely to join us, Elsa. Welcome, welcome. So just talking about stress and what we focus on, we kind of create more of. And what you think about, you bring about. And in this time, everything feels a little bit uncertain. And it's like the more people, whether you wish to kind of acknowledge it or understand it or anything or not, we do feel what's going on around us. We do, for lesser or greater extent, right? So you may be feeling stressed about something and you're like, I don't know why I'm stressed. I'm just feeling a bit weird, or I'm not feeling myself. And it's actually probably you just kind of tapping into other stuff. Anyway, so when we did the last couple of, all the sessions before this, we've split the two types of stress transformation into kind of two different ways. One using the very fast and real-time change, which changes your brain pathways, the connection points, through a means called Psychic K. It's very fast, it's very incredibly great, it's all scientifically proven. And then the other side of things is through creative and very applied visualization, which is another way to shift it, and it's bringing you more kind of closer to your own intuitive strengths. Excuse me, I suddenly get an itchy nose again. It's very interesting. Right, tonight, so we are feeling into the groundedness, getting you more grounded, because this is feels like for a lot of people an uncertain time. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why I suddenly got this itchy nose. I'm like Tabitha, magic. Some people know what they were talking about. Fantastic. Right, so in a moment we're going to get you to tap into your chest space by placing your hands on your chest and taking a wee deep breath in, and close your eyes if you want to, or just feel where your hands contact your body. Just feel what your hands are doing, right? Just that's all. Right, and when I feel what it feels like underneath your hands, just feel what it feels like underneath those hands as it feels like at the point of your body. Right, just feel what it feels like. Okay, we're not doing anything with it. Okay, now taking a deep breath in. We're going to call on your subconscious, which is the kind of all-knowing part of you, to help you choose a number between 1 or 2. Okay, and this will help guide you to the best, fastest, most easy process for the most potent change. Okay, so we're choosing a number between 1 and 2. There's no right or wrong here, just whatever feels right. Okay, now opening your eyes again or coming back to me. Take your hands away if you want to. You should have a number in your kind of that popped into your mind. Now for the ones, everyone who put your hands up, whoever got in the ones, anyone come back to me, that's cool. Whoever the ones are, awesome. You can put your hands up wherever you are, cool. Now your ankles go, is it left over? Okay. Ankles go right ankle over top of left ankle. Yep, so crossing them on the floor. Right ankle goes over left ankle. And your wrists go left wrist over the top of right wrist. And remember from last time, we go turning these down, rotating the hands so they meet. Pretty much just keep going down, 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 down until they eventually meet, and relax it in your down on your lap, or you can tuck the hands under so it kind of rests on your chest or your bosom. Yeah, beautiful. Now this particular one is I'm going to get you in a moment to repeat in your mind a certain set of words, and it'll start the shifting process to shift anything that might be, anything that looks like stress in terms of transitioning from this paradigm to this next other paradigm, which is level 2 and level 1 and so forth. Okay, I'm going to dissolve that sucker. Great, so all crossed up nicely. Right ankle over left, down on the floor, and then wrists left over top of right, and then rotate them down, 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 until they hand together. Relax them either on your chest or down on your, nice and loosely by your, on your lap. So repeating in your mind, and I'll write this into the chat box too. This is what you repeat in your mind. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Right. Let me explain that. Oh, sorry, I should do it more. Gosh, how did I do that? Do you with me? Everyone, publicly. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Got it? My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. So we're closing your eyes, keeping your body crossed in that space, like we put before, and just breathing, repeating in your mind. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Thank you for reminding me, Nicole. This is just the ones. Yes. All right, does everyone got that? Right, I've written it down. Let me just, I'm supposed to write it down for everybody. Yeah, cool. Right, my next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Oh, it's supposed to be for, Jesus, I have to do it all. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, cool. I want everyone in the meeting. That's better. Sorry. Technical difficulty. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Beautiful. Okay, and now number twos. Right. Your number twos is, I allow myself to move in any direction I choose. So I allow myself to move in any direction I choose. I allow myself to move in any direction I choose. Okay. Now you're crossing over and you're closing your eyes and you've got your numbers. Number one, my next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Repeating and repeating until you feel some sort of a shift. And number twos, I allow myself to move in any direction I choose. Repeating that in your mind until you feel some sort of a shift. And once you feel that shift, you uncross your body and then just gently place your fingers on your lap, just pressing the fingertips gently together and relaxing. Just give you a few more minutes. When you've finished, just flick me a wee message, say, yes, I've finished, in the little chat box if you can or want to. Or chuck your, for those here on the live call, you can chuck your video back on and give me a thumbs up. And how did that feel? Just some people will just be finishing off. Great, awesome, fantastic, smiley faces. Little cool. Tell me, how did that feel? If there was one word or a couple of words to describe what sensations you felt through that little session, that little process, let me know what comes to you. Cool. Nice one. Now, for those who, thank you very much, awesome. Someone's saying very grounded, more empowered, beautiful. Right, now just have a feel, have a think about this, kind of imagine in your mind's eye the feeling of the future. Right, imagine what's going to be like. Imagine yourself in like a month's time. Just kind of imagine that you can catapult yourself through it for like a month or 6 months. How do you feel about that now? Do you feel different about it, or does it feel kind of the same but like a different nuance to it? How do you feel about the future? Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Someone said, great, feel positive. Good. Yep. Some people feel, yep, anticipating. Nice. Wonderful. Great. Fantastic. Love it. That's what this is about, right? Going forward. Like I see it like this being like a snowplow, and just like getting all the stuff out of your way. So you've got a nice, easy, big, wide street to zoom down at whatever pace you want to going forward. Fantastic. Righto. So like I told her, I didn't describe exactly what that term meant at the beginning. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. So people who might know a little bit about this stuff or don't know anything about this stuff, what we kind of think about is that you can't change the past. You can change your association with the past, but you can't change the past, and you actually can't change the future, but you can change the person that you are now, so you end up creating a new future. So when we say the next now, it's like actually everything, even if you're talking about the future stuff, is actually now, but it's the now hasn't got to us yet. It's like the 10K mark down the road, the 10K mark is there, but it hasn't got straight front and center. So everything, if you treat everything as the like now, next second is another now, next second is another now, next second, and like 10 seconds on, that's another now, then it gives you so much more empowerment. You own what you're thinking and how you're, what you're rippling out and what you're getting back when you say the next now. So there is not, the future is like a wispy little cloud in the sky. It's not anything of any solid form. The past is kind of a dead energy. You can't actually change the past, but you can change the association with it. So everything you talk about when you're talking about changing stuff, how you feel about stuff, is actually done in the now. So we say my next now, whichever the next now is, whether it's 10Ks down the road or whether it's in the next 10 seconds, it's opening up. with masses of beautiful grace, and it's in perfect momentum. So momentum is how things travel along. It's not too fast, not too slow. It's just right, like the sweet spot. So that's why that term, and totally welcome. And it would be such a fantastic thing to do. And I might just make a little Facebook, I don't know, something where you can maybe put it as a screensaver or something that just you can save it and read it often. My next now opens up with grace and perfect momentum. Kind of, it's asking you pretty much saying, right, I want this front and center and as smooth as possible, and that's absolutely it. And when it's the other one, which is I allow myself to move in any direction I choose. When you allow yourself, or you are willing to, you smooth out the road as well. So you smooth yourself and you give yourself absolute permission, nothing holding you back, no fences, nothing, no graunching gears. It's all smooth. Whichever way you go, left, right, sidestepping. And by the way, you can never go backwards, ever. Nothing is ever taking you backwards, even if it feels like it. You are just pausing, and then the next step will come. Getting a bit deep and meaning for your video. It's all good. Right, well, the last little thing to do tonight, we're going to do this beautiful grounding kind of visualization. Super easy, but super powerful to really get you primed up, right? Rightio, taking your breath. Put your hands on your chest. Take a big breath in. Breathe in, blah, blah, blah. Take a big, deep breath in. Settle down and find your center. Feel where your hands are and feel what's beneath your hands. Now imagining yourself inside this beautiful forest and you feeling your own version of what you might feel like when you're a tree. Your version of a tree. Beautiful and perfect, whatever shape, size, age, color. It's all perfect. Now, when you're ready, I want you to feel your branches of your tree and just feel kind of what it feels like. Just get an idea, a sense, that's all, of what they feel like. Now I want you to get an idea of what the trunk feels like. Is it big and wide, gnarly, or is it slim and smooth, like a eucalyptus tree? What does yours feel like? And as you go and feel what your trunk of your tree feels like, imagine just sinking and slowly moving downwards and down near the roots, where it meets the ground, Feel what your ground feels like. Is it sandy? Is it lush? Is it hard? Is it moist? Has it got lots of falling down leaves on it and all autumny and stuff? What does your ground feel like? My first question to pose to your tree: is your ground exactly how you'd like it to be? And if it's not exactly how you want it to be, you have absolute full permission now to change the ground into whatever you want. You can plant new grass. You can rake up all the leaves if you want. You can drench it with water if you want. You could completely change the landscape if you want. And now is the time. Now is the moment to change that if you like. So see your new ground manifesting in the way you want it to be. Flowers, if you want, plant them. Put beautiful nutrients in if that's what it wants. Give it all the bits and pieces, the changes and the improvements that you feel that you want right now. And when you're ready, and allow your mind's eye to take you down beneath the soil now, down venturing into your tree's roots. Down into the roots, feeling where they are going and what those roots tap into. Okay, and take yourself to a very important place in your roots, where your roots can reach water. And this is very special water. This is the water reservoir of knowledge, the water flow of knowledge that you tap into with your very own roots. Beautiful source of information. Just feel what that feels like, tapping into that beautiful, great resource of information. Now, anything, any parts of your roots that you can sense are died, shriveled up, squeezed, tightened, strangulated, I want you to imagine deviating some of that beautiful water to those places and washing clean those areas. Flood those zones. Or if you need, chop them off. That's okay too. Flood, 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 flood. All the spaces that, yeah. All the places and spaces and all the things where you've heard other people and you've stored it in your roots, things that people have been naysaying, can't do this, can't do that, how about this? Have you thought about that problem? All of those are washed away through beautiful volumes of this nurturing water flooding through those roots, cleansing them out with only you are in those roots and nobody else. Now tapping yourself, go down again to your main tap root or roots where you plug into this beautiful water resource. Feel where you connect to it. And now when you feel that connection, where you're connecting into the water of knowledge, the information source, imagine now, yeah, you give yourself full permission to soak up, to draw up all the information and any information that helps you right now in this time and the times to come. Drawing that up now, soaking it right up like a really thirsty plant. Drawing up, you have full, complete permission to soak up every single ounce of knowledge or information from this resource that'll help take you forward, bring you any answers, give you little intuitive nudges give you wisdoms, make things open up for opportunities, give you insights to action, drawing this all up, soaking it up, like you've been dry for 100 years and you have this first chance to soak this water up, and you allow yourself 1,000,000,000% in all facets, in all ways, drawing up all this water, luxurious, nurturing, nourishing, empowering elixir from this beautiful resource of knowledge and divine information. Any stresses or any resistance that you feel trying to push any of this away, far, far melts. It melts, falls off any time and place where anyone said no. You can't have this insight. No, you can't know more than me. No, all of the no's fall off. Any of the no's down in your roots or any other part of your tree fall off, or they spontaneously start healing. Your limbs start growing back. Your leaves start growing back. Your roots are stronger than ever, soaking all this beautiful information up, and all the stuff we ever wanted to disallow it falls away. Now, if there was one color, one beautiful color, and the color may pop into your mind, your subconscious knows is the all-knowing part of you. So that'll be the part that brings forward any colors. And it's okay if no color comes. Just pull up some gold light or some silver or light or some white light, whatever feels the best. And imagine that you are allowing yourself to draw up that color from this water resource and also from the earth. Just this beautiful general soaking up to your roots. Imagine it just coming up all the way into your trunk, all the way up your entire volume of your trunk, out into your main branches, filling them up, out into your secondary branches, and then the little branches, all the way out to the tips of your leaves and the top of your canopy. And when you feel that you are ready, and when you're feeling like you're all finished and full of your beautiful color, take a beautiful, huge, deep breath in and out. Give your body a good shake and a good jiggle, because sometimes things get stuck in your joints, and that's okay. We're going to move our joints to get everything free. How did that feel, everybody? Tell me how you all felt that. Anything that came up, how you felt tapping into that water resource. How was your experience? Beautiful. Someone's saying they felt very, very grounded. Yeah. Part of the earth. Yeah. Great. Beautiful. And I hope so. Yeah. Yeah. It's a really neat thing to do when you can feel and you and how did you yeah, cool. That's okay. That's okay. Someone said they had a little bit of trouble getting into the water, but that's okay, hun, because just is it may be a little indication that there might be a bit of resistance there. That's okay. Wherever you feel more grounded and your thing, that's totally cool. Yeah, gorgeous. And you can do this little visualization of becoming a tree and checking in what your tree needs. Does it need to have flowers planted down the bottom of it, or does it need to turn over the soil, or do you need to pour in a whole lot of seaweed tea or water, whatever that your needs could be, that could absolutely help. Being a tree, even just the simple fact of, even when you're feeling, walking around and feeling a bit, oh God, I'm feeling a bit, lightheaded, or you're like, I'm feeling like I'm levitating, that's like, oh my God, I just don't feel, you feel ungrounded, or having trouble moving from one job to another job or something, and you're like, I just can't feel like my feet won't hit the ground, do this little process of just becoming a tree and getting your roots down and feeling the earth and connecting into the earth and asking for the color. Simple as very effective, very, very effective in the moment. I've even done things where I've been walking up the mountains or something. I've been trying to get some stresses out of the way and things, and I'm like, well, I need to do something extra than just being in nature. So I would imagine myself being like an Ent from the Lord of the Rings thing. I'm a woody person walking through the woods and planting my feet deeply into the ground while I'm walking, and it actually helps to stop you from slipping as well. If you're on a real strong gradient and you're like, oh God, I don't want to slip over, imagine your feet being like tree roots, and it actually stops you from slipping. So that's a little caveat on the side. If you're into outdoors, running up the mountain or up the Papamoa Hills or up in the hills of somewhere, and you're like, oh my God, this is really slippery, imagine your roots going down into the ground as you're going down or going up, and it actually helps you and prevents you from slipping as well. Beautiful. Right. My next now opens with grace and perfect momentum. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I'm unsure if I'm going to do next week because I do a late night working on Thursday night, but I will try. If I keep doing it, I probably will make it a little bit later, starting at about 7:45 or 8 o'clock. I will let you know. And if you want to invite anyone else along, and if it fits to go later, start later, do let me know, because I want to know from you what's going to work really well. Thanks. Lots of thumbs ups. Totally great. What else? I think that's it. Yes. So I want to keep doing this. If you want to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it. And lots of all cool stuff coming out. But I'll probably have to do a little bit later, since I work till about 7:15, 7:30 doing with my clinic stuff. So I'll probably shift it a little bit after that, so we can have a good time and I won't be rushed. you know what I'm saying? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, all the Nicoles. I don't know who's on the iPhone, and I wish I do, but thank you too. Thank you for joining me. And thank you too to all the beautiful people who are watching the video. All of these changes happen even if you are watching the replay. So have a gorgeous night. I will let you guys know if, I'll let you guys know if we do it next week. Pretty likely I will. I'll let you know either way. Beautiful. Have a good night. See you next time.